Hi, today we're going to be trying out tripod mount collars for the Tamron 35-150 zoom lens. The Tamron 35-150 zoom lens is one of the best lenses Tamron has ever made. The optics are superb. It's pin sharp all the way through with an f-stop of 2 to 2.8. If you want more information about the lens, I'll leave a link to Christopher Frost's site where he specialises in lens reviews and he highly recommends this lens. I've bought this for mid-range landscape and seascape photography. However, the lens is really heavy, so it's not really a walkabout lens. You're going to be wanting to mount it on a tripod. But as you see, there isn't a tripod mount collar. So I searched eBay and Amazon and found two. One is the iShoot. I'll leave the details in the description. And the other one is labelled JLwin. Now these collars look very similar, but they're actually quite different. Let's look at the iShoot first. If I get the lens, what we notice is that there's a chamfer, a slight chamfer at the back of the lens. On the iShoot, the chamfer is narrowest at the back of this part and widest at the front. So when we put it on, the shoe is facing forwards. We just tighten that up. And it sits like that. That's quite nicely balanced. And then with the camera on, it seems to be center weighted on the shoe itself. Let's mount it on a tripod and have a look. It's an Arco mount. There we are. And that's pretty solid. With a ball mount you can move it wherever you want. And because it's center weighted, you're not going to get much movement. Now the other thing we might want to think about is if we're walking around, how secure is it to carry? So let's make sure it's tightened up. Camera strap over my head. It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid, that's secure. I'd have no problems with walking around with that. But I would not trust it 100%. Over a long period of time it might slip off. It's pretty well made. It fits nicely. It doesn't encroach on the zoom ring. I like it. Let's see how that compares to the JLwin. Right, so the chamfer goes the other way. Let's loosen that off. Put it on. Right, the first thing I notice is that I can encroach over the zoom ring. So I want to edge it back, line it up to make it straight, and tighten it up. Can I zoom? Nope, it's still over the ring. It's quite awkward. Let's put it back. Tighten it up. It's quite front heavy. It doesn't seem to be made as well as the iShoot, but what it does have is a hinge. So if we put the camera on, you can see it's secure and it stays in place. Now if we want to take that off, as I said, there's a hinge. We unscrew it. And there we are. So that makes it easier to walk and shoot handheld without anything getting in the way. However, because I was facing backwards, let's see if I can get that back on. That's kind of awkward. Still really front heavy. But if it was just on like that and we wanted to shoot, because it's facing backwards, it's easier to zoom. Well, let's stick it on the tripod. Oof. That is really front heavy. If you've got a ball mount, it will gradually edge down. So if you're doing a long exposure, you could get movement there. But because I tried this once or twice before making the video, I noticed something that might be of concern to some people. And I'll show you what it is now. This isn't that well made. And there are sharp edges and rough edges. And what I actually noticed, the lens is getting all scuffed and scratched along the area where it clamps on. So after continuous use, it's going to scrape all the paint off that part of your lens. So that's just a rundown from my perspective. Personally, I prefer the iShoot. Yes, you've got to take the lens off to put it on and off, but it's manufactured with a higher quality. It doesn't put scratches on your lens. When it's on the tripod or handheld, it's in balance. So let's have a little recap. Both of them work, both of them will fit. As long as they're screwed up, you can walk around with them and hold them by the shoe. The JLwin makes it easier for you to rotate the zoom ring because the shoe's facing backwards. The JLwin has the hinge so you can take it off without removing the lens from the camera. But the JLwin has imperfections in the manufacturing and it scratches your lens to buggery. And again, my choice is the iShoot because of the balance, the fit, the better quality manufacture. And if you're going out with a lens like this and you're going to take a shot, you're going to be taking your time and it'll be mounted onto a tripod. So if you're looking for a tripod mount for your Tamron 35-150, I've just given you the lowdown and that might help you make a decision yourself. So thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.